Okay, so what would you like for Christmas? I'm making a list.
I would really like a chair.
A chair? You mean like a recliner?
I was thinking about the one that used to belong to Justice Antonin Scalia. I would like someone just like him sitting in that spot.
Okay, chair. What else?
A trimmer would be nice.
Like a weed whacker?
Yep, I'm looking for one that would cut the budget and cut the money going to groups that don't deserve my tax dollars.
Churches.
And that would trim duplicate government programs. That's a field of weeds right there.
Trimmer. Check. What next?
I would like a replacement.
A replacement for...
Obamacare.
And can you buy one of those at Walmart?
No, but it would benefit everybody who works there.
Replacement. Got it. And I suppose that you would also like a cabinet.
A what?
A cabinet. One full of good people. People who will stop hassling Christian families like us.
You have 10,000 sex acts for every one baby born. Maybe
Yeah, I do.
Ladies are sensitive, asshole! What's worse than a child being left alone with one priest? Leaving a child alone with two priests?
And welcome to Atheist Airwaves, episode number 163. I'm Christian Ferris,
I'm Reb Spence.
I'm Heather Schaefer.
And I'm Jeff Klein.
who is extremely monotone.
It sounded weird. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's only my left ear that's really weird. I wonder.
It's only my right ear.
Hold up. That's a problem. I could probably fix that problem, maybe, or not.
Say anything, Jeff?
And I'm Jeff Klein.
Yeah, just in one ear.
Oh, I have Reb in two ears.
You in just one ear.
You're coming in my right ear, Jeff.
Phrasing.
Oh wait, say it now.
Phrasing.
Oh, there you are.
I'll come in both your ears.
Yeah, you're coming in both ears. Reb's coming in both ears. Christian's coming in both ears. My ears are totally full.
There is a lot of oral sex going on tonight.
Get it.
It's an ear sex joke.
Yeah.
We record
We
live
know.
every Tuesday at 7:30 Central, so please do come out and participate in the live show by yelling funny crap at us in our chat room. We've got all of the cool people in the chat room right now.
And other people, too.
Right, Kristen's there too. Our intro audio this week is, oh my god, I hate Christian conservatives.
Okay, my first question is, where did he find this little tool-ass kid? Is it his kid?
I think it's his little crotch dropping, yes.
It's gotta be. Just look at the two of them.
Yeah. They're both.
It's ridiculous.
They're both so awful.
Dude, that little kid is such a fucking tool.
I mean, look at that. Look at him looking up. That's just...
Oh, they both have no chin.
Yeah, absolutely. He's disguising it with a beard, which is not why I have the beard, by the way. It's not the lack of chin.
No, you've got actually a quite prominent chin.
Yeah,
No,
I swear. I'm
I've
just
seen
trying to
your
look
face.
older. Yeah, so...
I've seen your face without a beard. There's a chin.
So the intro audio was actually from a show called Stoplight that is put out by a group called the Family Policy Alliance. I wonder if we could make them change that to Family Alliance Policy and they could be FAP. That would be great. That's
Fap.
I would just be chanting their name over and over. So they say that their goal is, quote, a nation where God is honored, religious freedom flourishes, families thrive, and life is cherished. So, they're...
Religious freedom flourishes. I feel like they bullshitting.
Right?
I did notice on the intro audio there were a few additions in there that
I
wasn't familiar with.
Yeah, perhaps some of the vomiting noises and the churches were maybe added by me.
Do you think that's what he was intending when he was saying to trim out things he didn't want?
I feel like he thought that churches be not having to pay taxes. I think that's what he was talking about.
I'm sure that's where he was going with that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was talking about religious freedom flourishing. So
what's more freer than
5 times fast.
paying for it?
Religious freedom flourishing?
Religious freedom flourishing? No, not even one time fast. So I kind of want to start at the end of their stupid Christmas list. He wants Donald Trump's cabinet so that, and I mean, presumably they're talking about Barack Obama, Christian Barack Obama.
I thought he was a Muslim.
No.
I thought he was like
In fact, he is a Christian.
I thought he was like a non-birth certificate toting Muslim.
He's anything but a Christian. It runs the gamut.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, Satanist, atheist, an alien.
Anyway,
You got
they
it.
want him to stop hassling good Christian families. What are they even talking about? like who are these people who are hassling good Christian families?
More importantly, how are they being hassled?
I would like to know that myself.
Probably when people say happy holidays.
Oh my God.
I mean, what if they just had to drink out of a plain red Starbucks cup?
Well,
that would do it.
Fucking Obama.
Yeah, that's all his fault, actually. So
No, I know.
if you look it
What-
up, yeah.
Once we have a good Christian Donald Trump cabinet, then there will be Jesus cups at Starbucks, and no more of this arresting pastors in the pulpit. I mean, fake arresting pastors in the pulpit. That's my note.
It's his note to start recording the show.
It's a love note from Leslie because I've started the show without recording it far too many times.
Drunky.
Okay, so then they also want to clone Antonin Scalia, and
I thought they were against cloning.
apparently not. It depends on who you are. I think that's how that works. And I feel like if you want Antonin Scalia or his clone, you are bereft of all morality. That guy was a monster, and I am still glad he's dead. I danced on his grave on the show the day he died, and I'm going to do
What's
it again.
an Antonin Scalia?
You don't remember who Antonin Scalia is?
No.
Wow.
Associate justice for like 20-something years.
Nah.
Supreme Court.
Horrible.
Pretty much the election decided that, who was going to fill that position. That was really the whole point of the election, was who was going to fill that seat.
That's the important part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
But he's dead, so you don't have to now. It's great.
See, if you just hold out long enough,
Right?
you'll be fine. Like when the stock market crashed, I knew if I held out being broke for long enough, I'd give no fucks. And sure enough, I lost nothing.
Right? That is a great day when like everyone else is crying and you're just sitting there like, I don't
Meh.
know. I don't have any money in
I'm
that
still
shit at
broke.
all.
I'm like, welcome.
let me show
This
you.
is how you make hamburger helper,
Let me show you ramen noodles.
right?
Maybe you could sell that 3-piece suit and we could eat for a year. Congratulations.
Cup of noodle shrimp is the best.
I do wish Democrats had more courage and had replaced that asshole or in some way.
Well, I mean, Obama tried.
But here's the no. But
Sorta.
no. They really did not try. They really did not.
Well, what was he supposed to do? I mean, he put forward a guy
Okay,
and
well,
they had to,
Okay, but here's the thing. Does anyone really think the Democrats are going to do what the Republicans would do if Hillary were now president?
Absolutely not.
No. They're going to roll over. They're going to like confirm some disaster. They're going to give this guy his Christmas list.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. And
I think they're going to say, oh, well, he's got the mandate of the nation. He can do what he wants. I guess we'll have to go with it. Although, hopefully they don't. That'd be nice.
no, they're going to put up no resistance whatsoever. I mean, like token resistance is what I think they'll do.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's going to be I'm going to be very, very sad. I mean, there are already, these blue dog Democrats who are lining up to make nice with Donald Trump, because they think that will get them reelected in 2
Well,
years.
he's also the president. So if they want anything to go through, they got to make sure the president.
Dude, does
is cool with it.
anyone think Republicans are going to pass anything
No.
Democrats want?
But I'm not saying they're smart either.
That's my point. Is they're fucking stupid, and it makes me mad.
I mean, pretty much the only thing I was like super excited about with the idea of Hillary Clinton being president was, holy fuck, we got the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And
That was it. That
That's
was it for
gone.
me.
And
Yeah.
so I just feel like I just need to check out for at least 4 years.
For real.
Well, I mean, the Supreme Court justice will be there for many years to come.
Oh, I know.
So it may be longer than 4 years.
Yeah, I'm just rooting for Ruth Bader Ginsburg to live.
Yeah, I say we put her on life support now, just in case.
Yeah,
So that there's no chance that she pulls a Scalia.
she
and
cannot
does
be
like,
declared. Yeah,
yeah. There's no way. Ishmael in the chat room agrees with me and says Obama didn't try at all. So I was reading that. He says it's disgustingly weak. I agree. Like he threw it out there. I think.
What more was he supposed to do, though? I mean,
Dude, you just watch. I mean, if the Democrats actually sat down, and
I'll tell you what they could have done. What they actually could have done is they could have brought their own court case on this regarding what does advice and consent mean.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it probably would not have made it to the Supreme Court as it is, but they could have fucking pushed it.
do you
And
think it would have
and
been
they didn't
decided
do it.
before
No.
like the election?
but I mean, but here's the thing: is like, if the Democrats somehow found a spine and decided that they were going to actually resist any of the knuckle draggers, I'm sure he's going to nominate. The Republicans would teach you a lesson in how to mess people's shit up. That they're good at that shit. They're good at obstruction. They're good at messing your shit up. And Democrats are not. They're like really, really tied to being reasonable. And it's like, we're not in a reasonable war. Stop bringing reason to a shitstorm.
Do you think the Democrats should have expended that political capital for a short-term
Yes.
thing that probably wasn't going to work?
Yes. Well, as the person who called that Hillary was going to lose for over a year, yeah, they totally should have. And then we wouldn't be in this crisis, really. I think it's a crisis because I think women are going to lose over the next as long as everyone lives, we're good. I mean, if they replace Scalia, okay, status quo. But if RBG dies or anyone else, any of the other
Or
liberal,
retires.
then this country will not. Atheists are going to suffer. Women are going to suffer. Minorities of any kind are going to suffer.
Yay, I'm all of those.
Hooray! High five.
I'm super excited.
And then the question, I mean, it's horrible to look at what the possibilities are. It really is. It's do they reject every advancement that we've ever had? If they do, I mean, in the end, it's going to fucking blow up in their faces.
Yeah, I
In
think
the
so.
end, it's going to be fucking revolution. Is
Well,
what
I
it's
mean,
going to be,
that's-
which is not the worst. But I don't want to go through the bullshit that leads
Right.
to a revolution.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's
Not
what
that I
people-
want to go through a revolution.
That's
Right.
what people thought with Trump, and here we are today with Trump.
Puttifoot in the chat room notes that Ruth Bader Ginsburg only needs to last 3 years. That's correct because, well, it's actually not correct. If freaking Democrats played like Republicans did, then she would only have to last 3 years. And they could say, "Oh, last year of the presidency, you guys said," but they're gonna roll over on that crap. They always do.
Yeah, I mean, they have to win back the Senate.
Yeah.
In order for that to be a possibility, and then like you said, they have to not be pussies.
Right. Exactly.
I'm down for a revolution.
I don't know. I thought this election was going to be the apocalypse of the Republican Party, but I don't know. I see them becoming even stronger. I really do.
I do too. Although I guess
I mean, I would love to see the Republican Party just fall to shambles and see the ashes of their wreckage, but I have very little faith that
They
will
will-
occur.
they will lose the Senate in 2018. I mean, that's almost assured. But they will never lose the House because they have gerrymandered the fuck out of the entire country at this point.
What's a
I
gerrymander?
don't know that that's true. I really don't, because that's the exact same thing. The permanent Republican majority is the exact
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing that was fucking sworn to, and then 2 years later it was fucking gone. You know, so I can see that happening. I see it as a distinct possibility, even with the districts drawn as they are.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I really don't think so. The House is almost... I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there's almost no way for you to... Unless there's a Supreme Court case that goes to trial on yesterday. I think
On yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was
So
yesterday.
you're paying a lot of attention to this then.
Yeah, right. But North Carolina, what the Republicans did in North Carolina is they're like, okay, black people live in all of these areas, so we're going to make 2 districts that are black people. And they span 1,000 miles. They're like little, real thin, like all of the places where
This is the gerrymandering explanation.
Yes, this
Yes.
is gerrymandering. They so you vote by district, and they put all of the black people who are gonna 99%.
So like everyone has a square district except for that.
No,
part
no, no,
where the
exactly.
desk-
No, that's right. That's right.
Because if you look at like the districts on like in like Texas, like they're all
No.
square.
What?
shaped
In
no,
Texas?
and-
Dude,
it?
no.
No, there
No?
are some states where they are squares,
No,
but a lot
J-
of states, they are squiggly snakes that go all over the fucking place.
And that's what we have here in Corpus and Kingsville is like little squiggly things. Like J.M. Lozano's district, it's like, you know.
Or if you look at like Austin, for instance, they take the city of Austin, which should be its own district,
Right.
and they split it up into 6 different districts, and then they go way out for like 100 miles trying to get as many red votes in that district as possible to drown out the blue votes. That way, out of that entire 6 district area, only one will be blue, and you'll have 5 different reds.
So all of the votes for Democrats in North Carolina go into 2 districts, which dilutes their voting power. And they put everyone else into all the other districts. And so even though this is why you have repeatedly people winning the popular vote but losing the presidency,
Yes.
because of this. Well, it's not gerrymandering exactly, but it's the same idea, and that's why the House is never. Well, not never, but it's going to be in Republican hands for a long time because if you win, you get to draw the districts, and they have been winning and doing that. So
This is so boring.
okay.
Well, if it's something you were interested in, you'd be very rapt with attention right now.
Nobody is interested.
Okay,
in this.
last thing was they want to replace Obamacare.
Can I go pee while you're doing the last thing? I
Really?
forgot to go.
Already?
I forgot to go pee before the fucking show started. It was 7:29. People were rushing me. I was in a hot panic.
Don't you have like a beer bottle? You could just.
Yeah, but I don't have like a penis.
Well, I mean, you have like
So-
a urethra though. I mean,
That's like a
We're-
penis.
No, it's. Have you ever penised before in your life? Do you even penis, bro?
We're gonna get to that. That's the first story.
Okay,
is the
you
penis
keep
story.
talking about your nonsense. I'm gonna go pee.
Well, don't make a big production out of it.
Make a fucking production out of it. If you're gonna be boring, then I'm gonna make a production. Go on.
who's Ezra Klein?
Oh, dude, Ezra Klein's the bomb. Okay, doesn't matter. He's a pundit. Okay, so does anyone think that repealing Obamacare and replacing it with any Republican alternative will actually be better for people who work at Walmart?
Unless the Republican alternative is single payer, then no.
And that's not what's going to happen.
Not-
in fact, they're only going to call it repeal and replace.
Yeah.
no,
I mean, it's a load of shit. We all
They're
know
gonna
it's a load of
repeal
shit.
and repeal.
They're going to call it repeal. They're going to, and they're not really going to repeal. They're going to have it stay the same for probably 2 years.
You don't think so? You don't think
it'll be one of those bills that has a name that says something, but the bill
yeah,
does something
yeah.
completely
It's gonna be called repeal fucking Obamacare because it sucks horribly, and we're going to replace it in 2 years with something that's better. And then they're not going to like spell out
Get
what those
around to
policy
that.
things are. Yeah.
I think they will actually put in some policy things into place, but they'll be almost meaningless. It'll be interstate commerce stuff and stuff that will not help people get covered. It will help people.
It'll help insurance companies make more money.
Right.
They might actually get rid of the individual mandate. That is
Oh,
one thing
yeah.
that they could do.
Yeah.
Which should be really the death knell for Obamacare as it is, because that's going to increase what it costs in any of the groups. So they might do that, but in the long run, they're going to have to come up with something. If they're going to stick with this repeal and replace.
No, they don't. We can just all
No.
descend into chaos.
Oh, they can do what they did with every single time with funding for the government. They can here's a 1 year thing, here's a 3 month thing.
Yeah, we're gonna keep Obamacare going just for a little bit longer.
My prediction is they're going to repeal it, and they're going to put into place some window dressing stuff that isn't going to do much, but they can say, "Oh, look what we did."
Yeah, look, everyone's got health saving plans now. Hope you
Exactly.
got enough money to stick in that.
Yeah, and your Medicare's gone, so yay!
No, it's a voucher system. Everyone loves vouchers.
All right. So we're in Christmas T-shirt design contest. Guess who won? Guess who won?
Is-
Guess who won? Guess who won? That wasn't a listener. Listeners, I mean, we had some really good, actually.
Which is kind of unfair that hosts submitted the artwork and those got included in the vote.
Well, you know what? It was a meritocracy, and the best design won.
A meritocracy that I was left out of.
And
Your design was shit.
It was shit, but
It was
it deserved to be judged by its merits in a voting
They were
system.
going to judge it as shit.
I'd still wear it.
You want to wear shit?
I'll wear that shit.
Ishmael says that Heather didn't pee that fast. Am I the only one that thinks Heather stepped out of the room to fart? I think she went out to smoke weed. I think she got high. And
I
then
would
she's back.
fart into the microphone.
That's how she do.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Ferris's microphone.
Anyway, so in the next day, by the end of day tomorrow, hopefully. No, well, we're gonna improve the design and they will
Why
be for
is he
sale.
winning his own contest? Do
Because
you people?
I'm amazing. Because my design is amazing.
And you notice how he uploaded his last, so it would be the most recent in your memory when you're voting.
Okay, so
He engineered the vote so that he would win.
can everyone just agree that he needs to be knocked down a peg? Is that something we can?
Okay.
Have you seen his pegs? He has a ridiculous amount of pegs.
Oh, that's your
Don't
fault.
you shush me,
Who's the second best design? I think that should be the winner.
Jacob. I think.
I'm cool
right?
with that.
Okay, but no. So my design was like I took it from Reservoir Dogs, and
So it's not even
the
an original
dude-
idea, basically.
It's the dude like basically is executing the baby Jesus. So if you would like that, we're gonna be selling those.
Okay, but
or
at
giving them away
first-
to our Patreon patrons.
But at first, it didn't have a halo, so it just looked like he was popping a cap in regular baby ass.
And how is that any less cool?
But it was a baby in a manger, though. I mean, how many other babies are in mangers?
Any fucking baby you put in a manger, Reb.
Okay.
Any of them.
Anyway,
As many
Do
as
people
you
have
want.
mangers in their houses on a regular
If
basis?
you fucking want one, yo.
speaking of boring, so we're going to also don't ow. So those will be on sale on the Facebook page and on our Twitter, probably tomorrow, maybe the next day, depends on how quick Josh is. Listener mail. So I had a lengthy debate with Donna Down Under. You guys,
What's lengthy? Like 2 emails?
no, it was chat. It was
Oh,
chat.
okay.
She PM'd me on Facebook, and we went back and forth for a long time.
Mm.
Heather knows. I was sitting there, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Shh."
I was trying to watch a fucking show.
But if you've been a fan of the show for a while, you know who she is. She
I have
writes
not
it.
been.
She writes it all the time. She also has a podcast that sometimes she updates big chesticles. So I told her we disagreed and we never came to an agreement. So I told her I would get second, third, and fourth opinions on what she wrote to me about. So let me read kind of her original thesis to me. Listening to the latest episode and the argument, and it drives me nuts. I think everyone felt that way.
The argument.
The argument. Yeah, that was 2 episodes ago.
It was just an offhand statement, and it kills me how that's become like a thing. I figured it was a statement we would have all agreed to. I didn't think it would be controversial.
Okay. So I want to give credit where credit's due. She also says, I had to agree with Reb on people seeking other religions and
She's
beliefs.
obviously wrong.
That's where I was coming from. It's like she agreed with Reb. Nope. You're done. Seeking other religions and belief systems when deconverting from their default religion. Also, and this is the part where I want to get your guys' opinion on this. A god cannot be disproven or debunked because gods are not a thing that can be tested. When I was a psychology student, we were told in our research class that you cannot prove or disprove the existence of a god because it is not testable. You can only debunk a specific practice like psychic claims, prayer, crystal healing, etc.
It's so whack you can't even pronounce it.
Right? So, what do you guys think?
I think she has a good point because she agreed with me.
That's nonsense.
I think it's nonsense too.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
in the context of what she said, yes, you can't disprove the existence of God. You can, however, disprove God claims.
Oh no, I disagree totally.
I do too.
I disagree totally. I mean, I think that she's trying to look at it from systems of logic that are super basic. The foundations of logic are super, super basic. I don't think we've reached anywhere near the limits of not only logic, but also science. And I think as it progresses, I think the concepts that we put behind God are going to become things that are testable and provable. I think it's going to require advances not only in science, but also in the way that we perceive logic. I think we're at a very, very elementary level on that. And I think that it's something that, you know, maybe not in our lifetimes that we'll be able to sit down and say, this is the scientific proof for the non-existence of God. But I think it's something that we're going to be able to do.
Well, I mean, just the mere fact that there is no evidence for God is kind of proof that there is no God. But at the very end of the day, you can't 100% rule. I mean, that's why I'm an agnostic atheist and not like a hardcore, Gnostic atheist.
Okay, so if you tell me I believe in God, and I said, okay, what is that? And you say, well, a God is a being that created the universe and who answers prayers. And so if you ask him for things like parking spots or healing, he does that for you if it's part of his plan. Suddenly, those things are part of his identity. And those are testable claims. And it's not just, a practice. If we're talking about prayer, I mean, like crystal healing, sure, that can be divorced from a God.
Well, prayer answering, you can disprove that as well. I mean, you can study that, and it has been.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if answering prayers is a
quality of
that God, and you say their prayers are not answered, we've studied it.
Sometimes the answer is no.
Well, right. But I mean...
Right, and you can disprove claims about God. You can disprove.
He's all right. Like I'm super serious.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you say this quality of your God is not real, you have therefore debunked that God. You've disproven that specific God.
That detail about that God.
Disproven that specific God power.
Right, but I mean...
that doesn't mean he can't do other things like flood the earth and make rainbows promising
right, but that's a different God suddenly. So now you're talking about a God that can flood the earth. So we've disproved...
Same God, different power.
Okay, but if the God doesn't have the power that you said he does, then that's not the same God.
Yeah, that version of that God...
is not true.
It's not true. Right. But you're not really...
disproving that God.
But you're not disproving, the existence of a God. You can go ahead
Ishmael,
and read what you want to read. Go aad.
No.
Go ahead, read it out. I'm sure it's just wonderful.
What?
Motherfucker, Josh. What is this shit?
CBS Studio?
CBS Studio? It's like probably porn or something. I don't know.
Better not be my porn site.
Joshua. So, I mean, the God of deism, you can't prove or disprove him because he doesn't do anything in the physical world. He's just... I don't know what that face means. He's just a being who exists outside of the natural world, and
right, and there's no evidence for him.
Yeah, well, but there
and thus there's no reason to believe it.
You can't test for that, so you can't disprove it, but you also can't prove it.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't prove or disprove it. Just it's a claim out there that someone may believe. You can't prove it, but you can't disprove it. I mean, there's a point.
Evidence for something is not evidence.
There's a point.
It can be. It can be, and this is going back 2 episodes to the argument where if I say I have a dead hooker in my trunk and you open my trunk and there is no dead hooker, that is evidence that I am lying about having a dead hooker in my trunk.
But that's a concrete claim, obviously. So
right.
I mean, you can.
But if you're talking about the God of deism,
if you say I kill hookers and I have a dead one in my trunk. You open your trunk and there isn't a dead hooker. That doesn't mean that you don't kill hookers. That means there wasn't one in your trunk.
Exactly. But here's the thing: is if I say I know a guy, and he kills hookers, and he's got a dead hooker in his trunk, and I look in his trunk and there's no dead hooker, that guy doesn't exist. The only thing you can say is, okay, the guy who kills hookers, he exists, and then we have to test that claim. So I mean, you can move the goalposts.
Yeah,
And
exactly. People are moving goalposts. Exactly.
That's Robert and Ishmael on the chat room are all over that. You can move the goalposts, but if you tell me your God answers prayers and we can prove that prayers aren't answered, that God does not exist, and you have to redefine your God.
Exactly. Yes.
And it's a new God that we're now going to test.
But new God, old God, whatever. It's just gods in general. Just a being that exists outside our universe.
Yep.
That may or may not affect the world in some way. That is untestable. And there's
agree.
also no evidence for it either. Thus, there's no reason to believe it.
I agree.
And you can sustain your atheism with that
Oh, what
alone.
now, Ishmael? Did you hear that? I agree. Did you hear Ferris
I-
agreeing with Reb? He said, I agree.
I just can't believe this is so
Go fuck
controversial.
yourself.
It's such a simple fucking concept.
I agree, and I made that point with Donna, and so
You made Reb's point with Donna?
I did. Sadly, yes. Okay, let's.
Hey, Reb.
Oh, sure.
Some girl got your point,
Right? And Ferris had to give it to her. How
right?
sad.
All right, let's move on to news.
I'm fun to talk to on chat as well, if you ever want to talk.
Dude,
Justicles.
you know what? Bullshit. Because the other day, not too long ago, I messaged you, and then I realized the last time I had messaged you was April, and you hadn't even checked it yet. So go fuck yourself.
What, me?
Yes, you on Facebook.
Oh, I probably saw it and just like, okay, cool. And then I saw you like later on or
no,
something.
it still had a check. Your little picture hadn't dropped. I know you hadn't checked it. It didn't say red. I messaged you in April. I messaged you again in July because that's about as often as I want to talk to you.
I don't believe this. I'm looking it up right now.
Go look it up. Look it up. Look at our personal messages.
His picture is dropping right now. All right.
Drop it like it's hot, Reb. Do it.
Could you maybe do it after the show? Red?
No. We're proving.
Dude, I was the last person to send a message in that conversation.
Okay, you know what? We'll
Bullshit.
Do it. We'll do it
Fucking
after the
bullshit.
show. Yeah.
Bullshit.
In July. We'll do it
What?
after the
Now
show.
we
We'll
have
do it after the show.
Reb, you have a hum again. Thank you. Okay.
I was the last person to send a message in that conversation.
No one cares. Shut the fuck up. Speaking of religious claims, a preacher in Ghana, his name is Daniel Obinam, has made a pretty remarkable claim to his flock. He says that he can make men's penises larger simply by touching them with his hands.
Me too.
Right? Reb said we couldn't make the joke. I was like, nope, that is the joke to make for this. So apparently, if you massage a man's penis, you can make it larger.
This is a true claim.
Yes. Right?
Yes.
You just go up and you just
And
start jiggling it.
I'm not even pulling from a small sample size.
It's a sample size of thousands.
I'll have to test that out.
Well,
Right?
was it a large sample size or were the samples large?
Oh, let's see what he did there. And we weren't allowed to make that joke. Like, you could make that joke. But
Sure.
we were...
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Gavin says that's my wife's superpower. Kristen says I have a superpower. Sweet. Like, right? All right.
Robert is admitting that he has a small penis.
Right. Robert says, "Where's the preacher? How
Well,
long does it take to fly there?"
Most men, regardless of the size, always want a bit. I mean, he could have a 10-inch penis and he still wants a bigger penis.
Ishmael says, Heather, I think I need help with my penis, but Ishmael, I think you're black, right?
That's racist.
Yeah, but it's good racist.
That's bad racist. It makes physical assumptions about somebody you know nothing about and demeans their sexuality.
And I'm disappointed.
I can't believe you made that joke.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm not pulling from a small sample
Turn
size.
off her mic. Turn off the mic. She lied about our conversation.
Just kidding.
She's spilling her beer everywhere.
Oh! Towel tech.
Why doesn't Leslie leave us towels?
Ishmael says, "Good racist," and I agree with that statement.
Why are there no towels in this bathroom?
How is there a bathroom with no towels?
There's literally no towels.
Pablo Picasso in the chat room says, "I think I can make breasts bigger that way too. Probably." Just wait.
He is
because
making that claim.
He makes that claim too. Oh, good. We have a towel.
Yeah, we do.
We have a beard towel.
Everyone pick up their laptops. Hi, Leslie.
Beer towel.
Thanks.
Hold this.
Oh, I thought you were just like. Why am I holding?
I don't know. Does she like him?
Well, she doesn't need the bottle anymore. It's empty.
All right. So this guy, Daniel Obinam, said from the pulpit, What do you want that I can offer? You're lucky I can't do an African
Accent.
accent. Yeah,
I feel like
What would
it's
it sound
because
like
you
if you
didn't
tried?
practice.
it would be really bad. I tried earlier and I just can't do it.
So you're secretly a racist and
What?
Nothing.
No, Heather's the racist. She's okay. If you want big buttocks, I can do it for you. If you want big breasts, see, I can help. If you have a small manhood, I can change them all when I come to the spiritual realm. Whatever the fuck that means. I don't know.
I feel like he's not offering the right things because my boobs are huge, and I feel like if he said, "But I can put them back where they were supposed to be before you had 2 kids," I would be on like the red-eye flight out of here tonight.
Ishmael Brown has watched Coming to America like 20 times. Dude, right? That movie though. Okay.
Right? That comes up a lot.
It does. We talk about that
It
movie
does.
a lot.
It does because everyone thinks they have diplomatic immunity, and you know what? They do not.
Robert in the chat room says, "Don't touch my belly, preacher." Right? So, I don't think he's going to have the same results with boobs as he has with dicks. I don't think you can make... I don't think it's... I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying maybe it's not going to be as easy.
is he like a Christian preacher?
Yes.
I'm just surprised he's a Christian preacher that's willing to touch a penis, even if it's for the Lord.
Right, but it's more like faith healing than, you know... okay, but so
What? It's more
he's-
like what?
faith healing.
Small dicks is not like being blind,
a
Ferris.
little bit.
It's covered under
I mean,
insurance.
for me, yeah.
And wouldn't you like to have a faith healer in the bedroom with you when there's, you know, this dude with like an little itty bitty? Like,
I'd rather fuck a
you
blind
are
guy with a
healed.
big dick.
Doesn't insurance
Right?
cover little penis stuff?
What?
is there anything you can do about that?
I mean, you know, Viagra.
Wait,
there's
wait.
those surgeries you can get to help.
I don't think Viagra is for small penises.
Well, to help it stay bigger longer, right? I mean,
Ishmael Brown in the chat room says, "Wait, you're surprised a preacher may want to touch a penis?"
that's
what I'm
exactly
saying.
true.
And
No,
saying,
I'm
no.
surprised he wants to touch penis and boobies.
Well, okay, here's the thing though. There is video, and you can find the video in the Atheist Airwaves Facebook page. He says he can make boobs bigger and butts bigger by touching those. But if you watch the video, it's all dudes. He's only touching the penises.
Oh, he doesn't spend like an inordinate amount of time on the titties.
No. It's all...
Probably because women in general are kind of annoyed with getting their titties grabbed.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm over it.
yeah, I'm just saying, like...
Oh, maybe that's why they're so big. I don't
But-
know.
Oh, wow. Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, you've just proven his point.
No,
Yes.
not proven.
Put up in the chat room says Viagra makes your penis bigger in the same way the preacher does. Yes. So, I mean, literally this guy's wading through, like... And he has a big congregation. There, a large number of people in his congregation.
Pablo Picasso says, "I'm surprised he wants to touch grown-up penis."
Right? That is the
No,
only surprising thing.
but he's grabbing little penis.
Ah,
So,
it's
you know,
right.
whatever. Put a
It's-
paper bag over its head. We're all the same in the dark kind of thing.
Gonna help him grow up.
Right? He's a Toys R Us kid.
Oh my god. I gotta say, like, you know, he wades into these guys and he's like grabbing everyone's junk. And I'm really impressed with these guys because they've got their arms up in the little Christian, oh, praise Jesus thing. None of them flinch. There's no flinching. These, like, I would flinch. Some dude walks up and grabs me.
I don't know.
I'm just like,
Some
"Oh,
guy's
like-"
gonna make my dick bigger. I'm just gonna throw it out there, see what happens. You know, I mean, it's,
No, I get it. I mean, I get it. I guess.
I don't.
just-
I don't flinch when most people touch my penis. So I mean, if I'm already kind of in the
Do
mood,
most
Can we
people touch your penis?
yes, Heather.
Because I'm good. I don't. What?
Gavin in the chat room says he's like the Oprah of dicks. You get a big dick and you get a big dick. You all get big dicks.
Does he slap an O sticker on it?
If they're lucky, if they stick around long enough. The other thing is, like, why does this shit only happen in Africa? I mean, like, Christians are weird, but, like, not nearly as weird as Christians in Africa.
Well, I assume like sex is a bigger taboo here in America, and I think in Africa it's not
In Africa?
as big of a.
Are you kidding me?
taboo.
They're not
I
even
mean-
allowed to use condoms in Africa.
Well, I mean, but that's.
Well, I mean, no. Whoa. Let me back off. Like, they're not allowed to use condoms here, the Catholics anyway.
Yeah.
but they do anyway.
Right.
But in Africa, they actually listen to that shit.
But they're still having sex, though. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
Right. But I think culturally, I think sex isn't as big of a taboo there as it is for Americans.
I'm pretty sure the Oprah of dicks has to be the show title. I'm just saying. That's amazing. So this preacher also has criminal charges actually, filed against him right now, for beating teenagers while yelling at them for being promiscuous.
Which makes no, like, why
But
would
he
be...
made their dicks big.
Right?
It's like, what
And
did they
their
think that...
boobs big. What did he think was going to happen as a result of like giant sexual genitalia? Boys are going to stick it in shit. That's what's going to happen. Gay, straight, whatever. Boys are going to stick their dicks in shit.
It's true.
I know. I've met boys.
Especially if he's making big buttocks and big breasts.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, he's breeding an entire population of people with large assets with which to use them.
I feel like these teenagers just noticed how he was making dicks bigger with his hands, and they were like honing in on his corner a little bit, and that's why he was so mad.
Well, it's really the spirit doing it, right? So, I mean, anyone
No,
who's in
it's the
tune with
hand.
the spirit.
I can confirm it's the hand. That's how that works. Hector in the chat room says, we export our crazy Christians to Africa or fund their crazies, and stop sipping into the microphone. But that's absolutely true. I mean, the kill the gays guy and all that stuff. We've exported all that nonsense.
The eat the poo-poo guy.
Okay, I've muted the appropriate mics. Let's move on to the next. Oh. Okay, fine. Let's not have a microphone fight. Can we not have a microphone fight
Well,
tonight?
then let's not.
Let's not. Just let me control the things, and you stay over there
Need
on
to
your
put
side.
up a little privacy
Right.
screen. Or...
I'm going to kidney punch you.
Please. Okay. So a
You
judge.
go see that preacher and I'll think about it.
You'll think about what?
Nothing. Kidney punching you. You said please.
Okay. A judge handed down a ruling on a disagreement a divorced couple were having over teaching their children. The couple were members of an ultra-Orthodox Jewish sect, and part of their divorce agreement was that the children would be raised under the rules of the religion, regardless of which parent they were staying with. And they had kind of gotten divorced because the father had gotten less ridiculous about his beliefs. He's still a member of the church, but he's like, okay, but maybe we could be less crazy about it. The mother filed the suit claiming that the father violated their divorce agreement by, among other things, taking the kids to a museum where evolution was taught and showing them pictures of monkeys standing upright.
Don't monkeys already do that?
Right?
Like they
Sometimes
do?
Sometimes they do that. The judge in the case sided with the mom.
What?
In addition to that, he also criticized the father for telling his 5-year-old that babies grow in the mother's tummy and mothers and fathers go to bed together because that's so dangerously close to sex education.
Well, I don't even know how that's even like sex education. I mean, has the boy never seen a pregnant mother before? I mean, I would assume at some point he's seen unless like the parents are like, no, that lady's just fat.
Right.
I mean, what are they going to tell the kid? I mean, that
Right,
makes
when
no sense.
sometimes, while that may be true, also babies grow in, I mean, not really the tummy. Couldn't he have been more specific and
Uterus.
said the uterus?
Yeah.
Right? It's always been a real big pet peeve of mine was when people are like, oh, it's in her stomach or her tummy. I'm like,
No, no, then she's an atheist and she's digesting it because she ate it.
Exactly. So even worse than all of that, this guy also allegedly combed his kid's hair on the Sabbath because he's a fucking monster.
What? Are
Yep.
you not supposed to comb your hair on Sunday?
It's a Sabbath thing.
Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah, because you can't like
Oh,
cook
well,
or do anything.
Oh, I'm all hungover on Saturday anyway, so I'm pretty much not combing my hair anyway. Okay, I'm good. I'm all in line with my shit.
Yeah, yeah. No technology, none of that. I can do that shit on a Saturday.
Right?
Saturday?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know about that. I gotta be all over Facebook on Saturday.
Nope.
I really do have conflicting thoughts about this case, though. What do you guys think?
What could you possibly
Really?
be conflicted about? The guy just said, yeah, they grow in the lady's. I mean, while it's not scientifically accurate for a small child, I think it's good enough until they get, to a science class or something. Like,
right. It's kind of like saying, well, mommy and daddy go to bed together.
Yeah, when we go into the same room, what do you think happens?
I bang the fuck out of her, kid. And then, like, little Timmy's like, ooh.
It seems pretty normal. It's like, all right, well, you go to bed, and then like the world just stops existing outside of the bed. I don't get why there's any controversy there for the woman.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is, like, as much as I think it's stupid, people have the right to raise their kids in any dumbass religion they want to.
Right, but the father also has the right to also talk to his kid about shit.
Okay, but he has signed a divorce agreement, or he was subject to a divorce agreement that said that he would raise his kids in this religion, and he is violating that decree. So, I mean...
Yeah, he also said that he would be with her and love her forever, etc., etc.
Yeah, but have you met her? Have you met her?
Yeah, she's fucking crazy and doesn't want to think mommy and daddy go to bed together. She knows how she got that fucking kid. She knows where that little motherfucker came from.
Well, it's not like he took her to, like, a Muslim fucking imam or something. I mean, he wasn't like exposing him to other religions or trying to convert him to something. It was just, yeah, pregnant people, it's, in their stomach area, and people, what?
Sorry, Ishmael's taking more runs at you. I'm just enjoying it. Were you going to say something, Jeff? Or... Okay. So
No.
I'm just like... Okay.
I stay out of this stuff to start with for a reason.
Well, I'm just saying, like, isn't that legally sound?
No.
Well, I mean, this is English law, as opposed to U.S. law. And U.S. law, you can agree to anything in the divorce decree, but it's all up to litigation again. I mean,
Right, but I mean...
you can always just say, you know what, this was fucking stupid, and, we don't agree to that nonsense, and fight it again. So,
Well, Kristen in the chat room says, why did he agree to that arrangement in the first place? He set himself up for failure there. I agree, but
he didn't try to
agree
You know
to
what?
it.
Sometimes you agree to things that makes your ex shut the fuck up and go away.
Right.
But he didn't try to convert the kid to a different religion. I mean, it'd be different if he took him to a church and said, do this. He didn't even take him to like an atheist club meeting. It was just a fucking museum, or what was it?
A museum. It
No,
was
a
just the
fucking
regular
museum. I
kind
mean,
with the facts and shit
just
on the walls and shit.
Fun, entertaining place you would take your kid.
And-
There's nothing crazy about that.
really, and the reason that I'm looking at this and saying, yes, you should abide by your divorce decree, blah, 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 whatever else. But here's the thing. If you are fighting your divorce decree, like right after it's been put down, which is what this is. I mean, I guarantee you this is probably within 6 months to a year of their divorce. And if you're fighting it at that point, you have too much money. That's all there is to it. They're there, they're fighting. This is going to come up, and they're going to be going to the court all the fucking time. And that's great for the divorce lawyers. That's the only one it's great for. I feel really fucking sorry for those kids because they're going to live a horrible fucking existence. Even though they're fucking rich. I guarantee you they're rich. They have too much money if they're fighting it at this point.
Well, that might
Two things.
Okay.
Custody court and cocaine is God's way of telling you make too much money.
Well, I mean, it's one of those. I mean, even if he combed the kid's hair on Saturday, okay, so we fucked up. Are you telling me that mom never fucks up at all ever
Yes.
on Saturday?
Yes.
So
Dude,
you
first
find
of all,
one instance
whoa,
of her
whoa,
doing something on
whoa.
Saturday, and you're like, no, now you broke the fucking.
How are you going to find
divorce.
that, though?
Moms don't fuck up on any of the days.
No, they fuck up. I have a
No.
mom, and she fucked up some things.
No, she did not.
She tried her best, and I
No,
love her
she did
dearly,
not.
but
You
she fucked
think
some things up.
fucked up, and that's because you're not a mom.
No, she.
Did she kill you?
No.
Then she did all the things right. Are you alive? You're welcome.
She did an admirable job, but I will admit there were mistakes made, and I don't think she's a bad person because of it.
Aaron in the chat room says the kid is being used as a pawn in a larger game, and I agree with that. I mean, that's what's going on.
And
but I mean, if
never-
you agree to a thing, you have to follow through on the thing you've agreed to in court.
You do not.
No?
Never
No?
use your children as weapons.
Yes, that too, though.
They are soft and they are pliable and
You know what?
they crush easily.
I have to disagree
Never
with you.
use your children as weapons.
But they have really good weapons, though. They eventually can go crazy.
Use a bat or something.
No, I'm just saying, like, you speak as a person who has never had a kid put their skull into your skull, because that shit is hard and it hurts. However, here's the conflicting part, because I kind of agree with the mother in this point. If he agreed to teach this kid only Orthodox Jewish shit, he should do that.
But does that mean to the exclusion of all other things in the world? Is he
The
allowed
entire chat room
Yes.
agrees with me, just so you know.
Is he allowed to let him eat chicken one day? I mean, like, if that doesn't fall within
Yes.
the rigid. I mean,
That's
I
exactly
like
right.
how he rolls his eyes when the entire chat room agrees
whoa,
with
whoa,
me, but
whoa,
when one person in the chat room agrees with me, he's like, let me stop this whole operation and read this one fucking comment that completely backs up
No,
everything I
no.
say.
Because one person in the chat room agrees with you, because one is Kristen, and Kristen does not count.
Fuck
and then
you,
the
she
other one's
counts like
Robert.
it's 4 people.
Robert does. He counts. It's one dude. Okay, so the
There's
thing
like
that
5 people. Kristen, which is 4 people, and Robert. That's
Is
how
that how
math
that works?
That's how bestie math works.
Okay, fine.
Anyhow, no. You
Okay,
can
no, but
agree
here's-
to whatever you want, and I will tell you that the person that you are in the divorce that is just trying to make the things go the fuck away is not the person you end up being when you're raising your children alone. And I will tell you from experience, that is just not how life works. I'm not the same person I agreed to be 15 years ago, 13 something, 15 years ago, when I said that I would love, honor, and quote unquote obey for the rest of my life. I also blew
You actually
that
said that?
motherfucking contract.
You said that? You
no.
said-
it feels like I'd get to the part and be like,
No, it was entirely another thing. It was like, I don't know, I was drunk. Anyway, it was
Unicorns and-
Vegas.
Unicorns and Elvis.
Anyhow, yeah, it was Vegas. It was late. I was drunky. Anyhow.
Okay. So, but here's the thing that I'm like really curious about, because
Is that not a contract? Is getting married not a contract that you're
It is,
blowing out of the
but-
water when you get
but
divorced?
you don't just break it. You just like, oh, I'm not married now. You go to court and you have to have a divorce for that contract to be broken. Like, contracts have to be actually
And
broken. You
contracts
just,
can't
like,
be revisited?
No, they can, but you don't just get to do it. You don't just get to sign the thing and then like, nope, I'm not doing the thing I just signed.
You
actually have to go to court and.
No, you actually get to do
but
that.
shit happens with the divorce decree too. I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell you that my divorce decree within 3 months was totally fucked up by things that we didn't either of us anticipate, and mine is like 60 something pages long.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, within no time stuff comes up, and you can't anticipate all the crap that might happen or does happen.
And I mean, right? So in the very first week on my second fucking custody papers, my ex-husband decided not to invite me to my son's baptism. And it says right in my papers that any major religious event, which is basically marriage, baptism, and death, I have to be invited to. And he didn't invite me. And I called my lawyer, and my lawyer said,
oh, I look at what she's asked for. It's like, what if he had gotten gum in his hair on Saturday? Was he just supposed to leave it there all day?
Yes.
And that's
Are you a Jew?
and that's bad
Are you a
parenting.
Jew?
That's just bad
Can
parenting.
Jewish people chew gum on Saturday? I don't even know.
I don't
Maybe it
think
got stuck in there
that's
from
like-
Friday night.
God frowns on that.
I don't know.
God doesn't
I haven't
like you
checked.
chewing
I haven't
gum.
checked my sources.
Do not chew gum on Saturday.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
But here's the thing. It's like, if your religious belief, and this one says you must keep your children completely ignorant of scientific facts and reality.
But that wasn't even a scientific fact that he teaches the kid.
What?
But when he told the kid it grows in mama's belly or whatever, that's not even a scientific fact.
He fucked it up. He fucked it up.
Within
Yeah.
the scope of their contract, he was still sticking to it.
Right? It's
Fair
all
enough.
nonsense, right?
But I mean, like, if he's exposing them to evolution, and that's not allowed, I'm just saying, doesn't the state have an interest in children
No.
learning science and facts and reality and being well
The only
educated?
thing
Do
is-
we really want the state saying, yeah, you can raise kids who are absolute fucking morons?
Jeff, back me up in this. The only thing the state, when it comes to custody and divorce, has an interest in is abuse and proof of that. They won't even do anything that is proactive to stop it.
I'm not even talking about that, though. I'm talking about, should the state tell someone, yes, you agreed to keep your child ignorant, you must keep your child ignorant. Is that a thing that we should allow?
Oh, I think he put his best foot forward on that. I can't look at what he did and said, oh, he obviously went against, the will of the contract and, went and purposefully did this thing. I can't look at that in any way reasonably assume that.
Okay. Corpus Christi Atheist meets...
We'll cut that out.
Corpus Christi Atheist meets every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. This weekend we're meeting at Executive Surf Club downtown. If you don't know where that is, visit ccatheist.com for a list of our public events. Katya Araya is a former Orthodox Jew. We're gonna keep on the Orthodox Jewish.
I didn't press the button twice, so I'm supposed to press it twice.
That's fine.
Stupid androids.
Most of us are professionals here, but not Reb. She published an article this week about her experiences in that faith for Richard Dawkins' website, which is, the whole article is super weird, but one part of it in particular caught my attention. So in the Torah, Old Testament Bible, it is expressly forbidden for women to have sex while they're menstruating because God thinks that's yucky. It's not as yucky as like two dudes having sex, but still yucky.
Enough that you can't be in the same house for a while.
Exactly. And you can't step over water sources. You can't enter churches, things like that. Yeah.
As a woman?
Yeah.
Menstruating?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's yucky. Also, I don't want to enter churches or be on any kind of long walk where I have to step over water. That sounds like hiking. No one wants to hike on their period. I agree with all the things. Go on.
Okay. So this sect, and we'll see if you continue to agree, says that women have to be quote unquote clean before they can resume sexual activity with their husbands after having their period. Traditionally, that means you're supposed to wait 7 days and then you're good. So
after it's over?
After your period is over, you have to wait 7 days. So a week after your period.
No, because then I'm ovulating and then I'm going to get pregnant. No, fuck that.
You have another week. But also they want you
It's 2 weeks from the first day, not 2 weeks from the last day, Christian.
No, it's like 12.
No.
We can argue this later. I'll put it in the show notes. I will demonstrate to Heather that I'm correct and she's not.
I've been pregnant twice.
But yeah.
Are you mansplaining her menstrual cycle to her?
Yes, he is. I've been pregnant more than twice. I've had 2 kids, a miscarriage, and an abortion. I've done this.
Okay.
Stop mansplaining her body to her.
But also...
Continue mansplaining.
Go ahead. I will continue. I'm gonna put it in the show notes how Heather's wrong about this. But okay, anyway. So you're supposed to wait 7 days after your period ends, and that is almost half the month that
chat room agrees.
Again, the chat room agrees with me.
Science is science, though, bro. I mean, science is science, right?
I don't know. I feel like you could say it in a less mansplainy way.
Okay, fine. I will say it in a less mansplaining way. Science is science.
You don't have to mansplain science to us, okay?
Okay. So,
he has to explain it to me and my stupid ovaries.
How does it feel, Christian, to have your words taken out of context?
Okay. So, again, you have like 4 or 5 days of menstruating, followed by another week of not being clean yet. So that's like half the month where sex is like, nope,
It's like, isn't like period sex probably like one of the better kinds of sex though?
for women especially.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
Oh, okay. I know some women do.
But I mean,
I'm sure they do. I do not.
no, but I mean scientifically.
Which is very
This is-
sexy.
I just-
You know what? There was this one time I wasn't going to sleep with a guy, and then he was all scientifically. And my
Nope.
panties just fell the fuck off. Jesus Christ.
No,
You're not a
Liz.
sapiosexual?
It reduces cramping and it shortens the.
So do pickles, asshole.
Well, I think it's
well,
the
no, I mean,
orgasms.
it's the same. It's the same thing. Like,
So do Midol,
whether you-
and I don't have to deal with your ass when I'm in a fucking mood.
Well, you can also like masturbate too. The orgasms are what
Right.
lessen the
But I
cramps.
mean,
well,
like,
then
you know,
it's more likely I'm going to have one of those if I'm masturbating.
oh,
but whether it's a penis or a pickle, I mean, it's the same.
I meant eating a pickle
Oh,
reduces the
is that what you're saying?
cramping.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Eating
I
a
see.
pickle reduces the cramping. It's fucking sold.
Oh,
It
you're
happens.
eating the pickle. Okay. Anyway.
So actual
So-
fact is a joke to you, but when you're mansplaining my own fucking period and menstrual cycle to me, that's something I'm supposed to take seriously. Go on.
Yes.
Okay, so next month, can you show me how to put in a period or put in a
Put in a
tampon
period?
while I'm on my period like a creepy uncle?
What are you even talking
I don't know.
about right now?
I don't know.
What
I
are you
just
even talking about
apparently
right
I
now?
need help with all my
That-
girl things.
that could be hot if you're into it though.
I need help
What
with all
is
my
even
girl.
going on right now?
I need help with all my girl things. I don't know how to girl very well.
I love Ishmael is.
There's all the blood and the panicking, and I get all frantic and hysteric, you know, like we do.
Ishmael in the chat room says Jeff looks like he's pretending he isn't there.
It's like just don't say
Right?
anything, and no one will
And
push
just
their wrath on you.
disappear into the table. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, tradition says 7 days, but this particular sect is really, really invested in keeping God happy. And so each day of that week, women have to check their vaginas. And I'll read a brief passage from
I feel like if you don't do that carefully, that can also send you to hell.
what?
Checking your vagina?
Well, wait for a minute because
Okay.
like I don't know.
Well, you can tell this Jewish Bible stuff was written by dudes. So once you hear it,
Okay, so she writes, quote, "The woman must take an active role to ensure she is clean by wearing only white underwear and conducting self-examinations of her vaginal canal with special white cloths twice a day, every day, before sundown." And that's very important.
All right.
That's very important for some reason.
it'll almost be the most sweaty and nasty towards the end of the day. Get that good spunk on there.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
So
god.
she can,
Well, you remember that this is also written in the olden days when they took baths like
You didn't just
once a year
say
or
that
whatever.
in the olden days, though, Reb. You said it right now. In
Well,
the
no, but-
2016
Right, but
days.
when this was written, the Jewish Torah or whatever, it was written back in the olden days.
okay.
You're prettier when you don't talk.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She continues, "This is a serious issue, guys, and you're making light of it, and I don't approve."
I approve.
The white cloth is inserted into the vagina so that any fluid or discharge is absorbed. The first examination of the 7 days requires the cloth to be left in for about an hour, even if the woman is out of the house, and it is usually quite painful. But because it's religion, a dude has to do something creepy on top of the creepy thing that's already happening.
Tell me he has to inspect that.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how you know it was written by dudes.
right.
Bring me your
He's
panties
like,
so that I may
I'm
inspect
just
them.
gonna take this and put it in my pocket, and I'll be back later.
Your period's next month from now. Okay, just I'll see you then. All right.
So,
Oh, that's so weird and gross and creepy. And even if he wasn't the one that inserted the cloth, I'm not gonna lie, I would feel so violated with
Yeah.
having to hand over my vagina cloth to some dude.
or your underwear. I mean, that
Or
underwear
oh.
has to be handed over also to the rabbi.
what if he asked nicely?
No.
What if he was really cute?
They have those
that's
weird beards and the earlocks. Probably not.
Oh no, okay, not those guys. I'm not saying I haven't handed my panties to a guy. Completely different set of circumstances, though.
Okay, so if during this week, at any time, any of these cloths or the white panties, quote, contain even a tiny spot darker than tan, or a spot on her underwear bigger than a penny and darker than tan, she has to take the cloth and her panties and present them to the rabbi so he can make a determination about whether he's clean or not.
Dude, that is so fucking weird.
Right?
How else are the rabbis going to make their money? They totally sell them on eBay. I'm just saying.
Oh, right?
There must be a big... Oh.
Dude, especially virgin panties. Oh, damn.
Well, that's husband and wife. Because she wants to have sex with her husband.
Oh, okay.
So she's
Right.
not-
I forgot religious people have to be married. I don't have to be married. I forget.
I'm just like... Dude.
I mean, they had to get the rocks off some way. I mean, and getting, you know, all the wives of the village to bring their panties to them. I mean,
But rabbis can just get their rocks off in the regular way, right?
they can, but they're not allowed to, like, get married and shit, right?
No, wrong religion.
Aaron in the chat room says, "Do Jewish dudes get off on it?" And here's the other thing that Katya is talking about in her article is that they claim no.
Of course. Well, if they said that they do, then, like, people would stop taking their panties to
Dude,
them.
that's bullshit. I bet you take any one of those panties, they'll stand up by themselves.
Oh, dude. But here's what they say: if you even suggest that someone is sexually aroused by getting this vagina cloth or these panties, that there's something wrong with you for even suggesting. And I mean, it's like outrage. Like,
It's like, I literally
Dude.
saw his boner through his robe.
Dude, no, there is nothing wrong with getting off on getting the panties. There's something wrong on getting off saying that you're not going to get off on getting the panties.
Well, I would think there's also an issue of, like, forcing people to bring their panties to you.
Yeah,
but-
no, and
yeah.
that's also
that
that's
as
also
well.
not okay.
Gavin,
That's more likely where the real getting off is going. It's more a matter of controlling than anything else.
sure.
Right, if those were volunteer panties, they probably wouldn't be nearly as arousing.
Got it, atheistairwaves.com if you'd like to
Yeah, plus,
send
you know, it's like some other guy's
volunteer
wife.
panties,
So it's like
whatever that is.
even more taboo. So it's like, oh,
true.
yeah.
You're going to have to give them a physical address if you want someone to send you their panties, Christian.
I'll email them. Okay, but Gavin in the chat room says, "You mean they get their locks off? Like not their locks with their
The
locks
earlocks.
off?
That's-
Oh my God.
That's racist.
It's not racist. It's like
Racist.
religionist.
Yeah, which is fine, because
Isn't
religion's an
being Jew a
idea.
race?
Yeah. No,
Isn't
you're
being
okay.
Jewish
to
a
be-
race? It's not.
No, if you grow out the deals as part of your religious practice, plenty of Jews that don't have, you know, the earlocks. So it's a religious thing.
It's a religious
Oh.
thing.
Not
so
a
you can
race
totally,
thing.
You can totally discriminate against people for
Yeah.
that.
Religion's an idea that you can make fun of all you want.
And,
and it's
so
a-
is that hairstyle?
And it's a terrible fashion choice as well, yes.
Says the guy in a collared shirt and cargo pants.
I'm not saying I have good fashion, but I can definitely
No one
see
is
when it's
saying that.
bad or good.
No one is saying that.
Like, I think that scarf you're wearing looks very nice on you.
Oh, Israel just dropped it on Heather. Oh, but black guys with big dicks isn't racist, Heather?
Well, you're welcome.
It's like, no.
No.
It's making sexual assumptions about somebody. It's not fair.
I mean, it's like saying, you know, like Asian people are good at math.
Is it
it's
like saying
it's-
like girls with big boobs aren't smart?
So
We'll explain it
Is
to you.
it-
We'll explain
is
it to
it
you
like
later.
that?
later
Heather
I
will. Ferris will mansplain
Well,
it to you
I
later.
mean, I don't know what it is, and I'm not sure what joking is. So I mean, I just hope that you
let's move on.
three white straight American males can explain it to me, because I'm so confused.
Well, if you want,
because
let's-
my boobs are so big.
Let's get on the phone and have him call in and tell you why, assuming he has a large penis, is a racist ideal. I'm sure he'll do it.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Boy, this has been like a really wow.
Yeah. I've really come off really good in this episode.
Rev is like the good one in this episode.
Everybody
And
gets
never,
one.
That's never happened ever. Oh my God. Okay, so moving back to Christianity, James Charles became the first man to ever be on the cover of CoverGirl magazine recently. He's a makeup artist. He wears makeup. He has amazing cheekbones. I don't know if there anyone else.
Are you sure that's not
No,
the
I
makeup though?
know.
Ridiculous.
And his
Yeah.
fucking highlighter is on point, dude. I don't know what brand he uses or what fucking brush he uses.
CoverGirl,
But
because he was on their cover.
okay, that's cute. Their makeup isn't that good. I don't know what fucking brand he uses or what fucking brush he uses, but his fucking makeup's on point, dude. His highlighter is amazing.
I gotta back up. Ishmael in the chat room says, "Listen, Heather, it isn't about me. I just feel bad for all the black listeners with the small dicks. I'm doing this for my little dick brothers." That right? Okay.
He's a man of the people right there. Man of the people.
I obviously wasn't talking to you, Ishmael. And if it
doesn't make
wasn't
any-
obvious, thank you for making it obvious that I was not talking to you and your apparently enormous genitalia.
Okay, but Kristen in the chat room says, "But no one wants to talk about the time Ferris basically said Indian people from India smell bad, but they do. It's a cultural difference, but they do."
Work in a hotel sometime. The entire floor smells like curry.
Yeah.
And maybe they think we smell bad.
Sure.
but they're objectively wrong in comparison.
But I used to say, like Korean people come over here and like they are. I was like, I'm never gonna be president. Never gonna be president. But Korean people, I've talked to Korean people who come over here and they're like, everything smells like cheese in your fucking country, and it's disgusting.
Cheese
No,
is
fucking
amazing,
cheese is awesome. You put any cheese on anything and it's better, including Korean food, which I like, but
countries-
better with cheese.
Countries are not a race, Kristen. Okay, let's move. Let's.
And Ishmael, but just by the way, Christian really likes unsolicited dick pics, so send those her way.
Got it, atheistairwaves.com.
No, to her Facebook page, just directly to her.
Who?
You said Christian.
Oh, did I say? Oh, I
you
meant
did say
Heather.
Christian.
Oh, I meant to say Heather.
Okay.
Both of them probably would.
I'll take unsolicited dick pics. We're friends on Facebook. Hook it up, Ishmael.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, so, makeup artist, cover girl, amazing cheekbones, whatever.
Cover guy?
Are they really good cheekbones, or just to make it making them look
It's
better?
hard to tell. I mean,
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
If you've got your makeup done, you're good.
If your shit's on fleek, it's on fleek.
Yep. Okay, so anyway, a Christian mother went into full DEFCON 3 crisis mode when James showed up in a CoverGirl commercial. She wrote this week, "My son watched this commercial while I wasn't paying any attention. Because it was just a CoverGirl commercial, I didn't think I would need to cover the screen." Okay, so I want to stop there first. Did anyone's parents ever like black TV screens?
I know when like there was like a movie and there was like a sex scene or what, even if it was just like, you know, the PG or PG-13 ones where they just kind of like hugged in bed for a while. My mom would like cover your eyes and all that stupid shit.
No.
No?
No.
You're much better.
One of the first movies I remember watching was, I want to say it was Godfather 2, when that guy got his eye shot out and he was laying there getting a massage and he got his eyeball shot out, and then right after that I remember a very promiscuous scene where some girl crossed her legs in a chair while she was being investigated by something. It's a really
Yeah.
famous movie.
Yep.
Anyway,
Basic Instinct.
Basic instinct. Yeah.
Basic Instinct. Yeah, my mom and dad were still married as this big, so I don't know. It's a
Crazy.
movie.
Like my dad would actually get up and stand in front of the TV during kissing scenes. Didn't have to be sex.
Kissing.
Like,
Oh, my mom would let me watch kissing scenes at the very least.
not my dad, but it was weird. I'm like, I see you kissing my mom, and like, so I think I can handle this.
Yeah.
But no, like he would freak out.
My mom would, whenever like kissing scenes, she'd be like, "Ooh," and try to make me feel embarrassed that people were kissing on screen. But yeah, it was always during the sex
Which
scenes.
is also super healthy, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
probably
yeah.
why you
Yeah,
do
no,
the ritual.
The ritual.
Right.
I'm looking forward to the drink on Festivus.
All right.
Oh, fuck. That's right.
I'm expecting something very thought out and put together.
Dude, I got
Don't
you.
disappoint me.
I got you, Reb.
All right. So this poor kid 5-year-old kid asks his mom, "Mommy, why doesn't Daddy wear makeup?" And this woman writes, "My husband and I were
Because your dad's ugly.
right.
He
Well,
should,
They should wear makeup.
right?
He's
No
lazy.
cheekbones, yeah.
He's
Right?
fucking lazy. That's why."
Where is that motherfucker's eyelashes? Just saying.
She says, "My husband and I were caught off guard. We didn't know how to answer. I don't know why, but the most logical thing we could come up with at that moment was to say, 'No, that's a girl.'"
What if he just said, "Because I don't want to"?
Right?
Too easy.
No. You gotta
Right?
overthink this shit. You
It
gotta-
just it's like, is this the first time you've ever been caught off guard by something that your kid's seen or asked you about? Like, why are you like not able to address things that are new with your kid?
Oh, that's so weird because my kid's like, "I have math homework. Is Christian coming over tonight?" I'm caught off guard like 4 days a week. I'm like, how the fuck do you convert a decimal?
Yeah, isn't that like the point of having kids, is to expect the unexpected?
I gotta say, like, my kids catch me off guard sometimes. I mean, that's a thing. But I mean, I don't panic about it. I'm not like, "Oh my god, I can't take this. I've never thought about this happening." And I mean, you just talk to your kids.
Be a fucking adult.
Right?
Make shit up.
Or that,
Right.
yeah.
Like,
I
thought
think
of
that's how you adult.
Right?
make shit up
And
until
Jeff's a lawyer. He's super good at adulting.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh,
And making shit up. Especially. I
Like,
thought that's,
that is
I
your
thought that
jo-
was the point you were going to make, actually, was the making shit up, not
Oh.
being adult.
Like that's like how you do though. And that's all you do.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
people are like throwing big bags of money at you for it.
Well, sure. You have to be creative.
And he doesn't
Creative
lie. He
people make
works
the
within a
money.
framework to achieve a goal.
I'm not gonna lie, I was in a meeting today going, everything I just said, everyone was like, "Yeah, that's super legit." And I was like,
I just
all
made
right,
that up.
fuck yeah. Oh, okay, because I'm out of here in like 30. So let's wrap this up.
I'm gonna go drinking. So
Right? Well, I gotta go drink and be on my Atheist podcast. So could we just, get the shit on the road?
Kristen in the chat room suggests some people like to wear makeup and some don't. No big deal.
Right?
Right?
That's why I said, why was the answer, well, why doesn't Daddy wear makeup? Because Daddy doesn't want to. Same reason,
Well, wait till you see what they really said to their kid. Iron Man on the Iron Throne says makeup used to be for dudes anyway, right?
right?
So-
Originally.
Yep.
With your pink ass lips and your white ass powder face.
So the commercial came on again, and now I'm just thinking she's lying, because like
Well, maybe it was like Hulu, and like they usually play like the same
maybe.
commercials like 5 times in a row.
maybe. So she says it's undeniable. It's a guy. Now we knew we had to talk about it. Oh no, you have to talk to your kid.
I'm an adult and I have to have an uncomfortable conversation with my child.
Dun,
oh,
dun, dun.
I hate being a parent.
Whatever will I do?
I signed up for this shit.
Oh, well, you don't always sign up for it. Sometimes you just don't
Well,
terminate it.
you could have killed it before it, became
I'm just
a
saying.
kid.
I'm
so.
just saying. Not my particular situation, all of them, but like I said, go on.
Okay, so this is what she actually decided to tell her kid. She said, quote, "That's the way his mommy and daddy chose to raise him, but that's not the way we're choosing to raise you. That is sinful and wrong. He shouldn't be doing that, and his parents are wrong."
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, lady.
Shut the fuck up. That's fucking awful.
But I would also say that she's a bad parent making bad decisions too. So I can't really default
People-
her on that comment as is.
People in glass houses.
Shouldn't throw blush brushes?
But I really feel like this is why Christianity is shitty and produces shitty people. People wearing makeup or not wearing makeup. I mean, that affects you not at all. Like, I mean, literally the only effect was you had to answer a kid's question. And kids ask questions all fucking day. That's what they do. They ask annoying questions. You just answer them.
So this is why I'm not dictator, because I think that's fucking child abuse.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It would be like forcing any other idea into a child's head
Oh,
that would make them feel
yeah.
uncomfortable. Like, it's okay if I touch you here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, and if I'm dictator, then that's fucking illegal, and they don't get to be parents. So
I think you should be dictator.
I-
I vote
I'm
Jeff
out-
for
I'm out for
dictator.
Jeff.
I'm
I'm
all
out for
over it. Also, my warrant would go away. So, Jeff for dictator.
Maybe it would go away. I don't know.
Maybe it's not as magnanimous as you think.
Amy.
Power corrupts, absolutely.
Whatever. Jeff's
Here's
cool.
here's the worst part of this entire story. I went to this woman's blog and I read the comments.
Oh my God, she
has a blog?
Yeah. That's why we know what she said to this.
Oh, I thought
kid.
she just talked to like the news or some
No,
bullshit.
she has a blog. She like
Wow.
promotes this shit. But
Does she have to like explain the internet to her kid too? That people make comments on the internet.
you're not allowed to do that because she's religious. You're not allowed to explain the internet. But there are atheists in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, this is really super hard to explain to your kids." Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how is this not like solely in the realm of religiosity?
I will give them this: if you are ignorant to that segment of our reality now, and you've never encountered it really before, and you've never thought, I can understand how it would be a hard conversation to have with your kid. That being said, fuck you. Who gives a shit? I mean, just
Is
fucking
it
deal
a
with it.
segment of our reality, or is it just always been something that is reality?
Well, it's more on the forefront, I think, now with social media. I mean, it's always
Is it
been
because
there.
there was a time where men only wore high heels and they only wore makeup and they were the ones that wore powdered wigs?
Well, yeah, that was
and
like the Victorian era.
Yeah, well, whatever. So what?
Like, so
It's
that-
like
like-
something that comes in and out of style. Also, bell bottoms are ugly. Stop that shit immediately. This is just something else that's coming back into style is or isn't.
like,
so fucking what?
I totally agree with you. It's stupid that she can't just figure it out, but I can also understand why she would have a hard time. But I think as an adult, she just kind of has to deal with it. Yeah. And I guess she did, just in a really poor and awful way.
Dude, you know how many things I dealt with today that I thought was the stupidest fucking thing I've ever had to deal with in my life? All of the motherfucking things.
That sounds very hyperbolic.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what that means. It was a pain in the ass, though. It was a pain in the ass. Anyhow, so yeah, like I dealt with all of the fucking things I thought were stupid today. And you know what I said? Yeah, absolutely. And then I did what the fuck I wanted to do anyway. And it's kind of like, yeah, well, he doesn't want to. And then if you want to tell your kid, oh, well, and you shouldn't either, that's something your kid's going to figure out when they're older. No one can stop you from being an awful parent, but don't lie to your kid and say, oh, it's a girl.
Jeff could stop him.
He's not the lawyer we want, but he's the
lawyer we deserve.
Gavin in the chat room says it's not hard to explain unless their made-up religion conflicts with reality. This is making reality fit their narrative fucking exactly. So, before we move on, I want to remind everyone of upcoming events. Festivus, December 23rd, Heather's house. It's going to be amazing. You can type less loudly. So, if you are in the area, you can come to that. If you can make it to the area, we'll be happy to have you.
I do not want any of you people at my house. You're all insane.
If you need to go pee, just go pee.
Well, no, he's doing announcements, and I don't want any of these people at my house. I'm glad I was here for this. I mean,
All right.
like, what if Kristen shows up there? Come to my house.
We also have another homeless giveaway on December 18th.
If you
Homeless
don't-
supply.
If you don't have a homeless person, we'll
Come get
give you
one.
one.
We're giving away homeless people. December 18th, Artesian Park. Come get one.
Ishmael, you're totally welcome.
Patreon.com/Atheist Airwaves if you would like to contribute to this nonsense. We appreciate all of the people who actually do right now. You guys are awesome. We're going to give you free War on Christmas t-shirts if you want them. You have to give us your address, and I'm sorry about that, but
And if Ishmael wants to come to the Festivus party, you know, he can always do the ritual with Heather. So.
yes. Oh, that, but only if there are pictures. Okay.
The ritual is an inside joke that you guys don't understand.
Yes. I apologize for that. Moving back right here in Texas, a new law goes into effect on December 19th that requires hospitals to bury or cremate the remains of fetuses who are aborted or miscarried.
Shut the fuck up. It requires them.
I
What
will
if
not.
the parents don't want that?
Too bad.
No.
Our esteemed governor.
I'm going to get pregnant and have a miscarriage just to have a fucking fit about this.
That's what the Satanists are hoping for.
The Satanists are hoping that you will do that.
You know what? I wish I could.
I
but
volunteer as tribute.
I'll get you pregnant.
I want to go home so badly right now. I would, but you know what? I'm a ridiculous catcher. If I weren't such a good catcher, I'd be all over that shit. But
catcher?
I mean, yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
If you're the pitcher, I'm the catcher.
And Abbott wants your panties too, by the way.
Yes.
That's,
He
Oh,
wants to look at
man.
those.
You have to send your panties.
If
to
there's a dime-sized
governor now.
spot of dark liquid on there, he'll have to send you
Oh,
back.
she's leaving. She's leaving. She's
We made
had
her
enough.
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I want to go before I get pregnant.
All right. So, our esteemed governor wrote in defense of this new law, quote, "I believe it is imperative to establish higher standards that reflect our respect for the sanctity of life. This is why Texas will require clinics and hospitals to bury or cremate human and fetal remains. I don't believe human and fetal remains should be treated like medical waste and disposed of in landfills. And just to be clear, yeah, if you have a little blob of nothing, a first month blastocyst kind of thing, you have to give that nonsense a funeral now. I mean, you have to give them a full-on funeral, basically.
And the truth is that more often than not, those are flushed down the toilet because you
Right.
don't know that you're fucking aborting. it.
Exactly.
They do have a provision in there that if you have abortion, somehow you're having abortion at home, I guess, or a miscarriage at home, that you don't have to actually bring in the
Right.
remains for a burial.
Correct.
Or
I'll
incineration.
get to that in just a second. But Preeps in the chat room says, "Do I have to jerk off into a grave right now?" You don't have to, but yeah, go ahead and do that.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, if you're ever in Texas,
Used tampons have to go straight to the governor.
right.
Absolutely. Used tampons to the governor, and the same with
Are you
jerk off
talking-
napkins.
Are you serious right now? We're having a show right now.
about tampons.
Why do you care? You
We're
don't like-
mansplaining tampons while you're away.
Iron Man on the Iron Throne says, "So does masturbatory emissions count as reckless abandonment now?" Probably.
It's getting to that point almost. I mean, like, I would have never thought this kind of law would ever exist, and now we're here. It seems like it's just on the horizon that
Yep.
masturbating into a sock is now murder or something. I just
Millions, and you're like Hitler. You're shooting millions of humans into your sock.
Yes, and as for legal advice from now on, send your masturbatory napkins,
Socks to the
your
governor,
tampons straight to the governor's office,
just to be sure.
Absolutely.
He'll make sure that they get the proper burial.
For sure.
Dude, if you're not even fucking around, I would totally protest by sending a big bag of used tampons to the governor's
are you allowed
office.
to send like
I'm totally
blood
not fucking
to,
around. I think you should totally do that.
That sounds like an awesome
That's
fucking
my legal
protest to me.
advice.
Are you allowed to send like blood
Nope.
stuff to the Capitol?
Nope.
Yeah, I think there's probably like some sort of biohazard
But
law
don't,
or
you
something.
don't fill out the return address part.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
And maybe not through U.S. mail, but there's FedEx, there's UPS,
Dude.
Amazon.
There's
Right?
tons of different ways to do it. Yeah.
What
yeah.
does that comic say? I love the FedEx guy because he's a drug dealer and he doesn't even know it.
The Texas Medical Association helped them make this law less shitty, actually, because they were concerned that women who miscarried at home or had an abortion at home.
Is that like a coat hanger board? Like, how do you?
Well, no, but there's like
No, you take
abortions where you take
pills.
pills.
Oh,
where you
oh,
take
so they're talking
one,
about-
you take
okay.
one and then you take another
It's like the
one.
second one at home, right?
Like
Okay.
a coat hanger abortion, Jesus.
Oh, well, I mean,
Shut up, Rep.
But still,
Rep.
but no, but I mean
that's where they're going. I mean,
That-
eventually people are going to start having shitty abortions at home.
I know where it's going. That was a stupid question. Go on.
Okay. Okay. So if you've miscarried or aborted at home, would they be required required to bring
The
little
remains, yeah.
fanny fetus from.
Dude, that's fucking stupid as fuck. You can't even tell the difference between a
Right?
blood clot and a fetus at that point.
Exactly.
It's like, well, here's a Tupperware full of shit you shorted out.
So
And
it's-
that's again what I'm suggesting.
just send them a Tupperware.
Tupperware,
Yeah.
Tupperware full of
Here's
shit.
a fucking
Just
Ziploc
in case.
bag
I just want to make
full
sure.
full of blood clots and uterus tissue. You decide what you're gonna bury. That's a you problem.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, dude.
In Ishmael, the year in my head is 2016, and by 2017, if the abortion laws keep going the way they are, we will have coat hanger abortions being the mainstream form of abortion.
Seriously,
Again.
Seriously,
Again.
you need to read the comment before you respond to the comment, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so a spokesperson for the state of Texas said, quote, "We made certain changes to the rules along the way, including adding language to make clear that these rules don't apply to miscarriages or abortions that occur at home." So I just want to say, let's get this straight. It's super important that any fetus, blastocyst, anything at all gets a burial if it's in a hospital or clinic, because sanctity of life. But if it's at home, fuck it. Flush that shit. It doesn't matter. That's different somehow.
They're just trying to make it more expensive for abortion providers.
Exactly.
That's all.
That's all it is.
That's so fucking ridiculous. Okay, because if you use the the blender stick, what is it that you can fucking tell is being fucking cremated or buried anyway? If you do it at home, I mean, you would need a fish tank net to fucking get a
Yep.
hold on that.
What do they do with sponged up blood and stuff after surgeries already? What's
They put it in a landfill.
Oh, they just put it in bags.
There's a
Ziploc it, and
special
throw it away.
landfill for just medical waste. Yeah.
So what do they do with landfill? They just bury it eventually, or
Who knows?
Ski slope.
Anyway, oh, it's the best ski slope ever. There's no powder like blood clots and fetuses. That is the best powder to ski it down. I'm not even kidding, guys. You have not skied until you're skiing down Mount Fetus.
that might be a show title.
Mount Fetus, skiing down Mount Fetus, right?
Oh,
Dude,
Jesus.
it's so fucking mine and not so fucking theirs that it fucking pisses me off. And I think that any man, while supporting it, would have a hard time really empathizing with it.
Sure. I mean, yes, that makes sense. I will never be able to bear a child or have an abortion. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll never know
Please
the pure.
never bear a child or help anyone do so. That is beside the point. It's just so fundamentally offensive to be like, this is what you have to do with your, what? This is what I have to do with the choice I made? Fuck you. And I'm very, very at my core, I made this choice and I'll fucking deal with it. Go fuck yourself in your opinion, person. I know that's something that's probably kind of shocking about me and you didn't know. So it's extra offensive. Literally at this point, I want to get pregnant, have an abortion on the steps of the Capitol while flipping them the fucking bird and being like, here, you sort it out, asshole, and walking away. That would be my favorite thing to do about this.
Could you just walk up to the Capitol and just flush out your vagina blood onto the steps and just walk away?
Yeah, I mean, if I took the pills beforehand, absolutely.
There has to be a rabbi in attendance for that to occur. Ishmael in the chat room says,
Crotchless panties.
I can see women getting an abortion in the hospital, hopping off the table and racing home, sliding through the front door, safe! And then, you can flush that shit. No burial, no cremation. We're good at that point.
Well, couldn't you, isn't your car considered, your property as well? You could just,
It's considered an extension of your home, yeah.
yeah, so you could just really just
That's
run your
just
car real
die.
quick.
how
Just leave your
abortions at
car windows
hospitals
down.
work.
Or have the doctor do the operation in the car. And then
What is this fucking Tijuana rep? Calm the fuck down.
I'm sure they can mobilize that technology. And
Yeah, but they're not going to.
Thank you for listening to Atheist Airwaves, sponsored by Corpus Christi Atheists and the South Texas Coalition of Reason. Neither of which organizations want us to keep telling you that that they have anything to do with us. If you would like to compliment, complain, or make a suggestion, please write to us at god@atheistairwaves.com. Thank you to Tombstone to Dead Man for our outro music. Patreon.com/Atheist Airwaves if you would like to get access to our post-show content. I have ideas, but I can't remember what they are for what we're going to talk about this week. So it's like...
And if you don't get access to the post-show content, you don't get a shirt.
Surprise! No boring Christmas. Well, no, you can get a shirt. You just have to pay for it.
Oh, just a straight-up payment.
That's like $20.
You won your own contest? That's so gross.
I won my own contest! What up?
So like $20 for the shirt or $1 subscription to the shirt.
Exactly.
And that's quite the deal.
It is. Like $12 or $20. Which do you want?
I feel like I'm going to make a completely different trade.
I'm going to make a completely different trade too.
We will see you guys next week, 7:30 Central on Tuesdays. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Being a skeptic means so much more than being an atheist. And until you accept that, you won't relate to this. That cognitive dissonance that you experience is when there's things you claim to believe in but ain't living it. Most of you say you are the type to question everything until I hear the conspiracy theories that you echoing. And when I scrutinize the things you try to say are lies, expose your sources as suspect, I see your logic dies. Some still believe in pseudosciences, engage in special pleading when theists use the exact same reasoning. I've even seen atheists use arguments from ignorance and seem more pressed to tell me exactly just what the difference is. A skeptic without the ability to analyze is just as bad as the theist, cause he'll probably accept a lie. Just as long as it verifies all his biases, applying it to his knowledge pool, and then he's diving in. So I'm not saying that some conspiracies do not exist. I'm just saying that a lot of them are some bullshit. So I'ma call a spade no matter who asserts that nobody's perfect, and just rely that it's all perverted. Bring down the curtains on that sad display. The only ways to question yourself and all the things you say. Start the day, and maybe we can rise above and be examples for others to emulate, and that's the way we win this battle. So this is where I'm making my stand, and now regardless who don't like it or how they get mad, see why the rest of y'all capitulate and go with the plan. I'll be beating on this wall until I'm breaking my hand. So listen while I state official policy. No matter how I'm threatened with hell, then never silence me. I know that you don't see this as imperative, but I refuse to lose and let the stupid frame the narrative.